like to invite our honorable delegate, Dr. Harry Bhandari, for his special remarks. हाम्रो बिचमा थोरै 3-4वटा वक्ताहरू हुनुहुन्छ हामी 12 बजे टाइममा सकाउने प्रयत्न गर्नेछौँ अनरेबल भण्डारी
Thank you everyone, Mother Krishna Dai and all the distinguished guests, and thank you Honorable Julian Jones for being here. I know it is the worst timing to get any such big gathering. First of all, this is the Thanksgiving weekend, but you can see how committed Councilman Julian Jones is. I never forget when there was a tragedy and we lost one of our community members, Shagar Gimire. And I was on the way to the scene in West Baltimore. Some of you still remember the scene, and I called Jones and I said, "This happened. Would you like to come?" And ahead of me, he was there and at the scene, and he provided a lot of support to bereaved family. Let's give a big hand of applause for his work. And they are the one who decide how our Baltimore County redistricting map will look like. They're the one in charge of voting. And we'll be the one as a member of Maryland General Assembly. We are going to go for a special session come December 6th. And we are going to take the redistricting map. Basically, governor has his one map, and independent commission will have his map, and there will be the fight. It won't be easy. Like two of the professor already mentioned what gerrymandering is, and we'll be looking at it, and we'll make sure that representation matters. And let me talk a little bit history of this gerrymandering. If you know or interested in history, by the way, I'm teaching American history this year, so then it's more refreshing. Jerry, governor of Massachusetts, his first name was Jerry. He had signed a redistricting plan long before. We're talking about 1812. Let me tell a little bit the history of our state. Our state was born in 1634. The Maryland General Assembly is in session since 1635, and we are going to go to 444 General Assembly session. See the history. Long before before Jefferson came and they declared the independence, our state was fighting against America. Those civil war and stuff like that. Our General Assembly was already 150 years old. If you look at the United States, I didn't see the flag here. There are 13 stripes. Why there are 13 stripes? One of the stripes is our stripe, 13 original states. So we are so proud that we're such a historical state, and I'm so proud that Asian American communities, they are choosing this Maryland and our county home every day. And Jerry had signed a redistricting plan that gave his party a big political advantage over the Federalists that time, and to a map of one particular irregular district that looked like Salamander. Then later on, artist Gilbert added a head, wings, and claws. And later on, a newspaper editor published the term, gerrymandering, and Federalists popularized the term. And in gerrymandering, what happened? Two things happened. Number one is packing. Packing is put all these opposition and draw the lines and put them in one district. And that way it is set for you. Another way is cracking. Cracking means you crack the opposition, right? You crack the opposition, and that way you could win. Cracking means dividing an opponent voters into other districts to weaken the opponent's voter base. And the Supreme Court has rules that congressional district must be compact and contiguous. Our job is that, right? If we don't like, as Councilman Julian Jones said, there should be a representation, and representation matters. So I'm so thankful to Star Scholars, two of our right professors who have been helping our community. They are the full professor at Morgan State University. I would like to thank their advocacy. I would like to thank Common Cause, and I'm so proud that I'm Asian American AAPI, Asian American Pacific Island Caucus. I was reached by Common Cause director, and they said, "Hey, delegate, you represent Asian Americans in Caucus. Do you know, is anybody interested to make sure that this is translated?" I'm so very thrilled that this is translated into Nepali language. And this is great. At least we know what we are doing, and there should be a voice. If you left behind, if a Nepalese American left behind, if Indian American left behind, if European American left behind, or if African American left behind, our country will left behind. It's not about Democrats. It's not about Republican. It's not about party. It's about our community. It matters. If hospitals are better, it matters. If schools are better, it matters. You ask Julian Jones and how hard they fight. It was a fight to bring middle school in my district. It was hard to fight for elementary school in our district, right? I mean, they fight every day. And thank you, Julian Jones, for whatever you are doing. And this county is one of the biggest counties already. And this county is bigger than 4 other small states, even bigger than the population of Bhutan, right? And they have been fighting, and your voice matters. And I would like to thank Bana family, the president, and everybody, and all the distinguished guests. And we are here to listen to you. Whatever is important, whatever is your priority, is my priority. You can watch how we vote, and everything is public, transparent, General Assembly, and at least education matter. Because without instruction, without learning anything, you can engage. Without engaging, you can inspire. So that is important. So we want to see our communities' commitment, character, and confidence on this thing, and we are together. And thank you so much.
Thank you, Honorable Delegate Bhandari, Dr. Bhandari, for your passionate speech and very important information. We're very proud of you. Delegate Bhandari ले भर्खरै विद्यावारिधि हासिल गर्नुभएको छ। तपाईहरु कतिजनालाई थाहा छ। हामीले उहाँलाई ताली बजाएर स्वागत गर्दा पनि खेर जान्न। किनभने अमेरिकामा यो राजनीतिमा समस्या के रहेछ भने जो मान्छे इलेक्टेड हुन्छ उसले पोलिसी बुझ्दैन, रिसर्च बुझ्दैन। त्यो समस्यालाई चिर्ने केही मान्छेहरू छन् जो समस्या बुझ्छन्, शोध अनुसन्धानबाट आएको रिजल्टहरू डेटा ड्रिभन डिसिजन मेकिङ भन्छ, त्यो गर्नको लागि पोलिसी लेभलमा पुर्याउने थोरै मान्छेहरू अमेरिकामा त्यस्ता डेलिगेट छन्, जसमा हाम्रो डेलिगेट डाक्टर भण्डारी पनि हुनुहुन्छ। थ्याङ्क यू। अब हाम्रो बिचमा जम्मा 4 जना वक्ताहरूले छोटो छोटो आफ्नो रिमार्क्स मन्तव्यहरू राख्नुहुनेछ। त्यसपछि हामी विशेष अतिथिज्यूहरू जो डासमा आसीन हुनुहुन्छ उहाँहरूको आफ्नो मनमा लागेको 2 शब्द 1 मिनेट सुनेर यो कार्यक्रम अन्त्य गर्नेछौँ। 12 बजे हाम्रो टार्गेट त्यो छ है त। लेट्स ट्राई। अनि यो सालामान्डर भन्ने अघि शब्द सुन्नुभयो नि तपाईहरुले। यो सालामान्डर भन्ने एउटा जन्तु रहेछ के। अनि जेरी भन्ने मान्छेले म्यासेचुसेट्समा चुनाव जित्नको लागि नक्सा यसरी घुमाएछ कि घुमाउँदा घुमाउँदा यो जन्तुको जस्तो चित्र भएछ के त्यो सालामान्डर। अनि जेरीले सालामान्डर बनायो, यो त जेरीमान्डर हो भनेर मान्छेले भने है। त्यसपछि अनि त्यहीबाट जेरीमान्डरिङ भन्ने नाम बनेको रहेछ कि अब त्यो नक्सा यसरी घुमायो कि कता कता पुच्छर लगेर कता कता लगेर आफ्नो मान्छे थोरैले पनि चुनाव जितेर आफू फेरि पावरमा बसिराख्ने निरन्तरता कायम गर्नको लागि उनले गरे। तर उनले गर्दाखेरि हामीलाई के फाइदा भयो भने भाइ यस्तो हुँदो रहेछ, अब हामी सावधान हुनु पर्यो, लामखुट्टेबाट बस्न खाल्टा पर्नुपर्छ भने जस्तै हामीले पोलिटिक्स इज डर्टी गेम भनेर भाग्ने होइन, त्यसमा आफ्नो हक खोज्ने हो। त्यो हक खोज्ने भनेको सबैजना चुनावमै लड्नुपर्छ भन्ने छैन। आफ्नो कन्स्टिट्युएन्सीको रिप्रेजेन्ट कसले गरिरहेछ त्यसमा उहाँलाई एकाउन्टेबल बनाउने, अघि हाम्रो डाक्टर विष्टले भने जस्तो टाउन हलमा जाने, प्रश्न सोध्ने, खोइ भन्ने, प्रमाण माग्ने, जसले जे भने त्यही पत्याउने, ताली बजाउने, थपडी बजाउने प्रजातन्त्र हुन्न। हाम्रो डेलिगेटहरूलाई, हाम्रा निर्वाचित अधिकारीहरूलाई हामीले प्रश्न सोध्नुपर्छ, गर्व पनि गर्नुपर्छ, राम्रो काम गरेका छन् भने, छैनन् भने फेरि डेमोक्रेटिक पावर फायर गर्ने हात कसको हातमा छ? तपाईँको हातमा छ, कहिले पनि नबिर्सनुहोस्। नेता भयो, ठुलो भयो, अब यसले मलाई हेर्नु पनि हुन्छ, मैले केही भन्न सक्दैन, अब यसलाई मैले चाहिँ नि नमस्ते गर्ने बाहेक अरू केही उपाय छैन भने नसोच्नु होला। द्याट्स नट डेमोक्रेसी। अब म